I just knew for a very long time this is a perfect fit.
I've really never been wide open like this in my life. So you got to make a decision. Do you stay on me or do you stay on them?
We're overly confident with the group that we have. We all have something to prove. All right, we got one common goal.
Well, the NBA loves dynamic duos. The question is, will Nick Nurse be able to utilize those two in Philly this fall? Our Bobby Marks spent 25 years in NBA front offices, knows it backwards and forwards. Let's hone in on Harden. Has a player option that he's yet to decline. Woj reporting the team is determined to re-sign him. Run through his options for us.
Well, it certainly starts with Philadelphia. They are the team that can offer him the most money. 4 years, $213 million. $61 million in the last year. We'll see if that offer is going to be on the table. I think it's all about leverage when it comes to Harden. You look at him right now with him off the roster, $9 million in cap space, probably don't even act as a team. Who can they go out and sign if they let Harden go in free agency? Nobody. So you're looking at basically a gap year when it looks like with Joel Embiid coming back for an MVP. That is a big step from where they were this past year.
Gap year is not something the MVP wants to hear, especially since he still is yet to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Harden, as you know, spent 9 years with the Houston Rockets. That's the team you say controls free agency and by extension actually has an impact on Harden. Explain.
Yeah, they are in the driver's seat, I think, when you look at free agency, and we're going to pull them up right now with the Rockets here. We'll scroll over. $64 million in free agency. And this is where Harden comes into play. If they go out and sign him to a contract for, let's say, $47 million, and we're going to scroll down here and we slide him in here. Okay. That only leaves them with $17 million to fill out their rest of the roster. Now, this is what we're looking at here. This is how you we're going to go a little math right now. Okay. When you look at players like Fred VanVleet, you can slide him in there. Okay. Still need some more. Okay. We're going to go to Dylan Brooks.
Okay.
Right here.
Change the scenery for him, right?
We're going to just fill out their roster, right? And then when you look at a player like, certainly Bruce Brown from the Nuggets.
Championship DNA.
That gets you 3 players, VanVleet, Brooks, and Brown, to basically fill out your roster instead of going out and spending $47 million on a player like James Harden.
Very interesting. You can start negotiating with free agents on June 30th, though that would never happen before. That would never happen, but not when Bobby was in charge. Then there's the moratorium. On July 6th, you can officially begin to sign free agents. We're ready to go. Bobby, thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports. Let's talk about James Harden. Now, James Harden declined his player option, obviously, and he's looking for a more better contract, more years to come. And Philadelphia 76ers have a bit of a problem. Now, you guys saw the video. The video suggests that, hey, he might get recruited by Houston Rockets because he used to play there. He has ties there. He loves the city, right? Houston. I've never been there, but I heard good things. So the only thing is, Philadelphia doesn't really have that much to spend. If they absorb James Harden's contract, how much money do they have left to spend, right? Because Tobias Harris is making $40 million a year. This is his last year. Now, Tyrese Maxey is on the cusp of a qualifying offer because he is a restricted free agent next year. So, you can guarantee that Philadelphia 76ers are going to match that. This kid is amazing. I've been raving about this kid ever since he got drafted. He's a bucket and a half, worth every single penny, 100%. Now, James Harden could go to the 76ers, could get re-signed, and all eyes are looking towards Philly, but let's not forget, Houston has $64 million to spend. They could give James Harden a lot of money and they'd still have money left over. Now, however, Bobby Marks said that why spend all that money on one player, James Harden, when you can get 3 good players? He mentioned Bruce Brown, he mentioned Fred VanVleet and he mentioned Dylan Brooks instead of James Harden. Now, does James Harden want to go to Houston where he's going to be a part of a rebuild, right? Well, like, they got a lot of youth. Does he want to be a part of that? We don't know, right? In actuality, it doesn't really matter, because the thing is, when he was in Houston, he was the main focal point, and I think that's what he wants. But when he was with Philly, especially this year, he shared the ball, and it was phenomenal too. So I'm curious as to how Nick Nurse is going to use him in his system if he does re-sign with the 76ers. And like I said, Woj said it a couple days ago that all indications are that he will re-sign with the Philadelphia 76ers. But in actuality, the 76ers have got to figure this out, because, you know, Tobias Harris is making $40 million. I think Joel Embiid is making like 50. So how much money are you going to give James Harden? How much money do you have left? At the end of the day, it's kind of like you got either 76ers or you got Houston Rockets. Now, Houston has a lot of money to spend, $64 million. Now, to me, I'd say go after 3 players, because now you can fill out your roster. You have Ime Udoka, phenomenal coach, and you could make it work, right? You got a lot of youth, a lot of star youth, or potential star youth, but at the same time, you need more vets, because you don't want what happened with John Morant in Memphis. You know, that is, well, he's got 25 games on suspension, so that is not good. But at the end of the day, you want to get more players. If it was me, if I'm Houston Rockets, I'm going for 3 players instead of 1 player in James Harden. But I'm not the GM, and James Harden has proved that he is deadly in Houston. A lone main focal point, that is James Harden. Does he go to Houston Rockets, or does he go to the Philadelphia 76ers? And do the 76ers actually trade Tobias Harris, his final contract, a salary dump, just like they did with John Collins and shipping him off to Utah? Will they actually do that with Tobias Harris and send a first rounder to, let's just say, Washington, and to clear some cap space? I don't know what the plan is, but let's just say this: Philadelphia 76ers are on the clock, and they have a lot to think about. So leave a comment in the comment section. As always, you know what to do. Is it Houston or is it Philadelphia? As you guys saw in the video, all the trades all the free agent signings and whatnot kind of thing, and salary cap situations. So does he go to Philadelphia, or does he stay, does he stay with the 76ers, or does he go to the Houston Rockets? You guys tell me. Leave a comment in the comment section. As always, Jag from Jag Sports.